The island of Vanuatu is a tropical paradise. You just have to look at the shot as it widens out and you'll see behind me the sort of beach you've probably dreamt of going to once in a lifetime. And this is in fact the playground of wealthy Westerners who like to come to Vanuatu and soak up the relaxed lifestyle and the sun and the golden sand. But this film is in fact about another part of Vanuatu, the side of this land where people struggle to receive education. They struggle to learn to read and write. And this is about how the Anglican Church here in Vanuatu is helping those people to receive an education and make the most of their lives.
Luganville is the capital of Santo Island, the largest of the Vanuatu group. It's here the church is based, and it's from here that the literacy program will be rolled out into the rural areas. Much of the work will be assisted by the Mothers' Union and their literacy coordinator, Anna Blessing, who invited us to travel with her to the community of Loravilco. The trip took us into the heart of Santo, through country that is largely foreign-owned and used to graze cattle and grow copra, hence the strange mixture of massive coconut palms and grass fields, so unexpected on a tropical island. Arriving at the village is like stepping back in time. I asked Anna why this place had been chosen for the literacy project.
Because they are settlers, so they move from places to places, so then most of the children don't have chance to go to school, and we thought it would be a chance for them to be able to read and write, especially parents who have been moved around a lot and not had a chance to education. So we thought we would begin here to see if we could help them read and write.
As for so many in the developing world, survival is the primary focus, and the women here have almost all missed out on education in any real sense. This is exacerbated by a traditional bias towards prioritising boys within the family unit.
But when they go to school, up to, say, standard 6 or class 6, this is where the real priority that we see, that usually the boys will go on while girls drop off and they come and stay home. And some of them don't get enough from where they are, from kindy up to class 6. So we come in like this one, we come again to help them.
For myself, this trip brought home some startling realities.
With most ABM projects, it's important to actually come out to the rural areas to hear the real story of what the need is, because it's in these rural areas where the poverty is most extreme. We've come here to Loravilco village and we've just met an amazing group of people, most of whom are settlers who've come from other islands, and because of their travelling journey they haven't had the chance to go to school. And the entire Mothers' Union have told us just then that the reality is that when they try to have a Bible study or when they try to have a meeting or a training, they actually don't have anyone who's literate enough to lead that for them. And so as soon as this literacy training kicks in, they'll immediately benefit. We also heard another pretty awful story, which was about a mother who took one of her older children to the hospital. At the hospital, she was given some medication for that child. She took it home and her baby got ill, and she decided that she'd just give the same medicine to the baby. Immediately, the baby got terribly ill, and before they could take the child to the hospital, the baby died. That's what happens when women can't read and write, and that's why this literacy project is absolutely vital to life.
Prescriptions, it doesn't make much sense to them because they don't read and write. And one of the things that we find here is the children going to school, coming home with homework, and mothers don't help them because they can't read and write, so it's still a disadvantage for our children.
Of course, grassroots work at this level requires the encouragement of church leaders, and the Church of Melanesia has been ably and wisely led by Archbishop Sir Ellison Pogo, a keen supporter of the work.
I think education is power, and if women are not given that opportunity, then they will be always where they are. People will make decisions for them. But I think the church feels that women should also make decisions just like another human beings. And in order to take that, the first step is that they must be able to read. And I can testify to you that I attended, and they invited me to take a service, conduct a service for the Mothers' Union. And one woman was reading in the front, and from English Bible. I didn't know, So I just say, oh, she read very well today. And someone said, she's a member of the illiterate, class. She didn't even know a word, but it's amazing that she now reads, and you can see that whole relief, but also a freedom, really, for women. So, if you're illiterate, then it's also, a kind of stigma of poverty. I think all these things are, interrelated, and so we want to get women out of that bondage, so that they can be free to think for themselves, to read for themselves, even to write, And when they do that, they feel that they are a complete member, of the community.
This recognition of the value of literacy work is shared by the Bishop of Vanuatu.
The diocese should have a full-time literacy officer to work alongside the Mothers' Union in enabling the literacy work to deepen into different parts of the diocese. And I believe that the church should not only be seen as a church that provides spiritual guidance for the people, but also practical services in whatever way the church can.
Practicality is key to successful projects, as is prior experience, and the Vanuatu literacy work will benefit from the experience gained by the Church of Melanesia while running highly effective literacy projects elsewhere. Teaching in Pidgin and English, the young teaching staff have ventured into areas most organisations would not have been able to reach. Here in the Solomon Islands, another part of the Church of Melanesia, they've been running successful literacy workshops for many years now. And teachers like Salome, who's running the beginners Pidgin class behind me, are also teaching in the prisons, working with many of the young men who were fighting during the tensions here in the Civil War.
I am the one who starts off with the literacy program there, and I have to go and hold the prisoners' hands, all the male ones, and have to hold their hands to do the writing, because they even do not know how to hold the pen and do the writing. So it's a bit hard at the first time, but I try my best, and I managed to everything work out, and at the end we see the progress. It's very good, because of they also want to learn too, so we try our best and they also try their best too, and at the end we see that those students were illiterate at the first time when we get in the prison. They are now able to read and they able to write letters to their families, and they're very happy, and it also makes us happy too, because we break a big barrier for them, and it is a one skill that will stay with them for the rest of their lives. So.
For ABM and the Church of Melanesia, the literacy work is part of assisting developing communities as they work towards greater gender equity. In Vanuatu, the role of women is changing, and programs like this are part of that process of change.
You work with the local communities to help women develop their capacity, whether it be through literacy programs or by creating specific opportunities in programs for women to have a role, encouraging them to be part of the consultation for the design of an activity or for the implementation. And slowly you build the opportunities for women to have a voice. That then begins to have impact, and over a period of time you will begin to see some women emerge as leaders within their communities. As I said, it doesn't happen in the space of a year or two. It takes perhaps a generation for these changes to occur, but they do come.
And many younger women are growing in self-belief.
Yes, women. I think women can play any other roles. They have their rights to perform what they want, but because of men, in the Solomon, they said they look at men doing everything, and they don't want to listen to women. Who don't want to listen to what the women say, and that's why they put it. But no. Women can do anything what the men can do, they can do it too,
Hopefully next time you think of Vanuatu, you'll go beyond the stereotypical images of idyllic beaches, beautiful as they are, and remember the courageous and vital struggle being taken on by the Anglican Church and others to bring the benefits of literacy to citizens of this amazing country.